Good. I shouldn't say good morning to our viewers. I should say good day to all our viewers because they could be watching at any point in time.
Wow.
Wait, hold on. How many Scots are in this meeting? None, apparently.
We've increased the Scott quota to 200%.
Hey guys, let's meet at 9.
Yes,
It is
let's
now
definitely not do 9:30.
9:10. And Slot still it's I don't know if he can hear us yet or not.
I don't know. He's showing
I
no
can hear you.
signs.
Oh, there he is.
There he goes.
There he is.
You can hear us, send no sign.
That's funny because I can smell both of you from here.
I mean,
I
me,
got
it
the
makes
new-
sense.
I got the new smell camera, so that's where.
You just
Smell it,
Lysoled your
camera.
room, so I think we're good. I can see it. Ooh, are we doing it? Are we taking a drink? Steve missed it.
We can do it again.
We're doing it again.
Okay. Boy, this coffee sure is delicious from this particular mug.
It's very subtle of you, Stephen.
Maybe our viewers would love to know how to get that, or maybe they don't care. We'll have to talk about that later.
Okay.
But for now, hello, Slot. How are you?
Where are you getting slot from?
Your name on the screen?
That looks like an L to you.
Yes, very much so.
A C-shaped L.
It did the other week as well. That's not.
You don't see the little.
No.
Does it make that sound as you trace it?
All right. So, what do you guys want to talk about this week?
I want to talk about the Goonies.
Oh, all right.
Why can't I do this?
Are you?
I don't know why you're still doing that.
Why are you tracing your name? We're past this.
We're past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Wrong movie.
Oh.
All right, yeah, let's talk about Goonies. Scott, get us started.
So there were these Goonies, and they lived in the Northwest, and yeah, they were looking for pumpernickel bread,
Ooh.
and
Hard
yeah,
to find in the
little bit of-
Northwest.
It is,
Did
and
they
then
ever find
so, well, they did, but they found it like with the sauerkraut and the corned beef, so they were like, okay, so the 6 of us could make a sandwich, right? So they go to make a sandwich, but then they find out the plumbing isn't really all that great in their house. So yeah, then they shake. No,
I thought they
I
were
could do this
seven of
all
them.
day.
Are we
Oh,
doing a
God.
bit?
Huh?
Is this a bit? Are we doing a bit?
All right, folks, you know the movie now. We're signing off.
Covered it completely. Don't
So,
need to.
yes.
Don't need to drag this on.
The Goonies from 1985.
The subtitle was Reuben making.
He's
When the
still
logo
going.
came on screen, it was okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. So before we jump into the movie, hold on. Let me get to my correct notes here.
Sloth Love Thousand Island.
Richard Donner. When I say that name, what does it mean to y'all?
It means Superman, Timmy.
Okay. I expected that from you.
I was thinking of reindeer, actually.
Reindeer Games? Because I think that was
No,
Ben
no.
Affleck and Charlize Theron.
No, Donner.
Don Durr. The most
No, that's
commonly
not what you said.
mispronounced reindeer of all. Okay. So yeah, Richard Donner, who is responsible for some of our favorite movies from the 80s, 90s, and beyond. Many directors get like tons of accolades, like Spielberg, Lucas, who else? Zemeckis from the 80s, but not many people mention Richard Donner. Why is that?
I don't know.
So in my opinion, it's because, like, if you look back and you think of Spielberg was Goonies, you just assume that Spielberg directed it too, right? Like, oh, the big guy, Spielberg, right? So I think that's what happened with some of these movies where these big names were involved, right? Where you don't know who did the work, you just Yeah.
I mean, Spielberg was involved in Goonies.
And then
Thank
you're
you.
just like, whoa.
Yeah,
You're
so
welcome.
okay, so Donner started in the 60s as directing TV films or TV shows. You might recognize some of these: Twilight Zone, Gilligan's Island, Perry Mason, Get Smart, The Fugitive, just to name a few of the ones that I recognized. So then he goes on to direct, as Steven said, Superman, which was fantastic. Apparently, I don't want to get too much into Superman, but apparently the studio wanted him to do more of a campy Batman 60s style. He's like, no, we got it. Hold on. I want to read the quote. We got it. It should be treated straight rather than camp, is how he put it. And it worked. Like real world kind of situations. And that's what like Bryan Singer, Tim Burton kind of carried that on and made it more like you said, straight and not just so much goofy or campy. Like we don't have shark repellent in our bat belt anymore, which is good.
Don't need it.
We don't need it. There's no sharks. So yeah, but Richard Donner, of course, did Superman. He did most of Superman 2 until he was fired for I guess not really getting along with the Salkinds, but we can save that for the Superman podcast. Goonies, of course, and he directed the video, Cyndi Lauper video. Did you guys know that?
Oh,
No.
did he really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that till last night. So that's a two-parter, I guess. It's like 20 minutes long, the videos.
We get the Donner cut of the Cyndi Lauper music video.
That's pretty much it. Some of my favorites: Scrooged, Lethal Weapons 1 through 4.
Scrooged.
Scrooged is awesome. I didn't know that was him.
That was him. Maverick, Conspiracy Theory, just like I said, just to name a
The
few.
Omen.
Yes, he did start with The Omen. I wasn't going to mention that. I was going to let you do it. So thank you for bringing that up.
Thanks for leaving that for me.
But Donner uses a lot of the same actors in his movies. And I'm blanking on her name. Somebody tell it to me before I get back to my original page. Mary Ellen Trainor. That's her name. Does that ring a bell? She's
Negative.
the mother from Goonies. She's the therapist in all the Lethal Weapon movies.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
She was the secretary in Scrooged.
Oh my God.
Not the main secretary. She might have been like an executive. I don't know what she played in Scrooged. She was in an episode of, was that the Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt? That's what I'm thinking of. Tales from the Crypt. So yeah, he uses her a lot. He uses. Now I'm not going to get into that. No, we'll save that for the Lethal Weapon when we do, because that would be more fun. Okay, all right. That's pretty much all I got on Uncle Dick, as many people called him.
Uncle Dick.
Uncle Dick. But yeah, Richard Donner, like he had that just distinct, deep voice. So I don't know if you ever heard him do interviews or anything. Actually, last night I watched the commentator version of Goonies. I've never
Really?
done that before. It's my first time doing it all the way through, because I figured you guys would get online like we've been doing. So I was like, I want to do something different. So I got some fun stuff here.
Okay.
So you made it through a whole movie with the commentary on?
I did, and it was a lot because it was Sean Astin, Josh Brolin, Jeff Cohen, Corey Feldman, Cary Green, Martha Plimpton, Ke Huy Quan, and Richard Donner. All
Let's see your
sometimes
notes, Tim.
talking at once.
Hold them up.
All talking at the
Just
same
all-
time. Like,
Talking at once. But this is pages in depth. Could you
We'll
read
see.
it?
I look forward to your book report later.
It's here. I got it.
Yeah.
I just need to turn it in. But yeah,
Well,
that
it's
was a
late.
lot. It's late. Should we
It's
wrap
late.
it up?
It's early here.
It's early here, Scott.
in
Steve's
Scott's
different
house,
time
it's
zone.
early.
Yes. Early
All
here.
right. So yeah, Mary Ellen Trainor, Anne Ramsey. That name should ring a bell.
That's Mama.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Both
and this-
Mama Fratelli and From the Train.
yes,
From the train. Yes.
From the train. I don't think she was ever actually thrown, was she?
Mm,
There was an attempt because the movie was centered around it.
There was an attempt. You're right. Man, I will not forget, kind of veering off, this past year when we went to the Outer Banks. We opened one of the cases for whatever movie that Avery wanted to watch, and Throw Mama from the Train was in there. And Steve, you got so excited. Yes. Oh my God, that's so awesome. You were so
you
excited.
just reminded me too. She was in Scrooged as well. She was in the homeless shelter. She was one.
You're right.
Yeah,
Why did I put that together?
that's what I'm here for, to bring in the tough ones.
That's
Yeah.
true. No, that's a great recall. That's a good one.
Wow.
Huh. That Lysol's really working for you, huh?
It is. It's really great.
There it
See
is.
how it really. This is so one of the things here, right, is about Goonies was all about product placement.
Oh
So
my God, yes.
when I'm trying to clean up my messes and kill germs in my area, Lysol. There's nothing better.
There we go. There's our first sponsor.
Because
Here,
Yeah,
I
we
thought-
get
Yeah.
picked up by Lysol, and that's what blasts off our podcast careers.
So this kills 99.9%
Oh,
of virus and
Scott.
bacteria.
Oh.
So that 0.1% is everywhere now.
What are you- Big eyes, big eyes. Look at those big eyes.
Everywhere. My house is completely covered with that 0.01% of
I believe it.
bacteria and viruses.
I mean,
You'll
you've
never
got
get that
boys. Boys
You
will do
won't.
that to your house.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
And here
I
I thought
saw-
I
yeah.
thought Mark Bastress would be our first sponsor, but no, it's Lysol.
I've got the wipes too.
There you go, Mark. I gave you your shout out.
Uh,
All right. And it was a good one too.
It was a good one. He will be
was
pleased.
good.
He'll sell your home, folks. He will. I promise you. And he'll find
Even if you don't want to.
He'll find you.
Let's see. So executive producers on this, there were 3 of them. Spielberg, of course, Frank Marshall, and Steven.
Ugh,
You got it.
I don't have
You don't have that tab open of executive
No,
producers?
I don't. I have 10 tabs open, and of course you ask executive producers. I don't have anything up with that. I'm sorry.
Kathleen Kennedy. Like, what are
Really?
her hands not
Oh.
in? I don't
She's
think
in
I ever
everything.
noticed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
I never noticed that before, but I guess I wasn't really looking for that.
You're doing the movie? All right, I'm in that.
Right. Exactly. Oh, goodness. But yeah, that I thought that was interesting. Like, she must have contributed some really good stuff back in the day to be in charge of Lucasfilm right now. Gracious. Okay. Somebody get us started on the movie. I'm done with my intro.
You're done with your intro.
I guess I am.
So, according to Sean Astin, he was allowed to keep the treasure map from that was used in the film, and his mother, who is Patty Duke, discovered it, thought it was just a regular piece of paper, and threw it in the trash.
She did.
How's he going to find all the rich stuff now?
So he lost the map twice.
He what? Not once, but twice.
So
It's a
you gotta
slippery
put
little
a,
devil, isn't it?
you got to put a link to that. What is it? The real trailer that you sent over the other day.
The honest trailers.
trailer.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
The dark secret of plumbing issues, right?
I love their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme. That was money.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'll have to put a link to that in the description on this, I think, just because it's funny.
Okay. We'll link to
So-
somebody else's video.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, as
Why
long as they
wouldn't we?
link to us.
We'll drive them some traffic.
Sure, they need the
Both.
money.
I don't think we're in danger of overwhelming their channel.
Yeah, probably not.
their
So
servers might crash because of our input. So
That's right.
So in the
Be
intro,
really close.
we get to see everybody that they introduce in the movie, which is pretty cool. In a very creative way. So that song that's playing throughout the movie, the Cyndi Lauper song, wasn't actually made or ready until like what 5-6 months after they were done filming. So whatever song they had playing, like, you know, when Brand's working out in the beginning, and then just like that beginning intro, like that was none of that was ready. Oh no, it wasn't the intro because that was the actual instrumental, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was on somewhere, I think in chunks in the arcade, right?
it was. And then on the TV, it didn't have her video, but I guess that wasn't really her video for that song at the time.
Yeah, not yet.
Or not yet.
So they may
Okay.
have been playing that, but something different. Yeah. But yeah, that song wasn't ready and recorded until like 5 or 6 months after filming wrapped. You're like, Cyndi, we gotta put a rush on this. Yeah, sure. She always reminded me of like Janine Melnitz from Ghostbusters too.
Janine.
She's got that strong accent. And the wackiness about her, which is awesome. Scott, we should get her on by the way.
Yeah, she's waiting right over here next to Harrison.
Next to Harrison. Good.
Who's still waiting his turn patiently.
Yeah.
Damn it, you guys. Oh, speaking of Harrison, always. Robert Davey in the beginning, Davey, when he is getting broken out of jail, he has on a fedora, which is very reminiscent to Indiana Jones. Did you guys notice that?
I did. Now that you mention it, I do recall that particular part.
I never even picked up on that until Corey Feldman in the like the director, the commentary part. It was constantly like, "Hey, did you steal that from Harrison?" You know, just all the time, every time he had it on. But yeah, looking at it, it's pretty spot on to Indiana Jones's fedora.
Yeah.
So speaking of him, Robert Davi, Anne Ramsey was told to hit him as hard as she could for that slap scene. So she really did just belt him.
Oh yeah. There was a couple people that actually got really hit in this movie. In the deleted Octopus scene that Steve and I were talking about 10 minutes before Scott got here. She actually hits Corey Feldman in that deleted scene. We'll get to that later.
To make him spit out all the jewels. Oh my god!
Just grabbing his face. There's
You guys are skipping to the end. Get back to the beginning.
I know. Sorry. Scott, how many months did they film this?
It was like, 4.5.
Close 5.
See?
Yeah.
I know things.
You're
by
so
accident.
right there. Hey, where'd the lights on go? That's what's messing you up.
Yeah. Well, we have to pause for a break from our sponsor. Lights on.
There's the screenshot, folks. Yeah, Cara Green, right at the beginning of the commentary, it was like, we spent 5 months in these clothes that you see right here. It was pretty funny.
Did they do laundry?
Not underground. Mouth was his purple rain shirt. Truffle Shuffle. Right at the beginning. Can anybody do it?
Can anybody do it?
Mhm.
That's called bullying now, Tim.
Yeah.
It is.
I was gonna say.
Very much so.
Man.
So he did not want to do that, Jeff Cohen. Of course.
I bet not.
A self-conscious fat kid, like that's written into the script. Like he was typecast as a fat kid in most of like the early movies he was in. So, oh, well, first of all, during that scene when he lifts his shirt, he's like, if you look close, you can see the chicken pox I had. So sure enough, you can see a couple little red dots on him as he's doing his little truffle shuffle. But he said he didn't tell anybody because he was afraid he was going to get fired, because they pretty much shot the film as you see it on screen. Like there might be a few scenes here and there, but that's what they fondly remembered, like shooting the film from the beginning to the end. So a lot of the reactions you see are genuine. But yeah, chicken pox right in the beginning of filming, and he was afraid to tell people.
They
But he
just call it the chocolate shake now, I think, and then to get around the stigma of the
chocolate
truffle
shake.
shuffle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of the truffle shuffle. Yeah.
So he wanted as many people removed from the set as possible. So it was pretty much just like Richard Donner on set while he was doing the truffle shuffle because he was so self-conscious and embarrassed for doing that. Poor Jeff Cohen.
He's a lawyer now, right?
He is. He's a lawyer for the Stars.
Hmm.
And I think was what he was saying. He like got real fit 6 or 7 months after this wrapped. Just he was very self-conscious. He started playing football and doing all these other sports. So hey, good for him.
Yeah. So he does the truffle shuffle, and then we've got Data coming in, right, with his
Yes.
gadgets.
We just talked about him a few weeks ago.
From house to house, he comes in.
Yes.
I'm not
How
going to
many
start
kids
at
wanted to
this
do
house.
that though? Like how
every
many
one of
kids
us.
Yeah, it's like let's build a pulley.
He had
so
his
cool.
own theme song in the Goonies. Like, what other character had their own theme song?
It was like
Oh,
very
yeah.
007-ish.
Mm-hmm. Da-da-da-da. So good.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he crashed in
He's
through a
come-
fish tank, right?
Through the screen door.
Screen door.
Hmm.
Open the
Because they
screen door.
opened the regular door, but not the screen door. I think he
He
fell on
goes
that.
right through it.
Yeah, he fell on Sean Astin's character.
And Sean Astin.
And Sean Astin, yes.
It's both of them. The royal we.
So Sean
Yes.
Astin, we already talked about him. Who's his father?
Vader.
No, no. Sean Astin's father is not Vader.
God.
That's the answer to that question. Who's
There's
John
your-
Astin was
Yes.
an adoptive father.
John
I'm going
Astin.
over here then.
Yeah, John Astin of Addams Family fame. He was the Riddler in the 60s Batman for like 2 episodes. It's
And
good
then his
stuff.
mom, of course, was Patty Duke.
Of course. Yeah, she threw away some bat.
She did. It's like my dad's baseball cards
Where'd they go?
in the trash.
They absolutely went the trash.
All
You
right,
don't need this Hank
Who-
Aaron guy for anything, do you?
Hank. What kind of name's that? All right, what other Goonies are we missing?
Mouth.
Mouth. Yeah.
Corey
Um,
Feldman, who was in his own slew of like Spielberg produced and directed movies.
Yeah. This was one of the more popular ones that didn't have his other half, though, too, right? The other Corey.
The other
Corey Haim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm guessing this was before the 2 Corys.
It was, because so was Gremlins.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm going back to that that hilarious trailer you sent. Like, who's the one that never acted again? It wasn't.
Wait, what?
There's. Remember they made the joke. They were like, these 5 great actors, and then 2 that never acted again.
Who were the 2?
It was
It wa-
it was Jeff, right? And then it was
Yeah.
what one of the Andy.
Mark. Oh,
Is
Carrie
that
Green.
is no
Yeah.
Andrea.
Andy's character.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. Yeah, Martha Plimpton's in
Was
a bunch
that-
of stuff.
She's in a ton.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Carrie Green. Like I know she was in what was that Summer Rental?
Summer Rental.
Summer
with
Rental.
John Candy. And that was something that was like one of the movies we had on all the time when I was a kid. It was just on TV, you know, you're passing by, but I never
So
noticed that was her.
That sunburn.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right,
she
so
only
yeah.
did a few things.
Mhm. So we got Carrie Green, we got Martha Plimpton. Who we not miss? Who didn't you guys talk about yet?
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin,
Yes,
Thanos,
Mr. Thanos himself. And what was his name from Deadpool 2?
Cable,
Cable, not Blade. That was stupid.
not Blade. Not
Stop
Blade at all.
recording. Let's start over.
Stop recording. Go past this part.
Yeah. All the weightlifting he did. Got him some
Well,
good
not
parts.
a Goonie. It was Rosalita in there in the beginning too.
Rosalita. And she was in the intro too. All the cop cars going
Yes,
by, she was in the middle of the
exactly.
road.
Yeah. She was also in As Good as It Gets, if you remember that movie.
I do, but I don't remember her.
Hmm.
Where she
Oh,
says,
you-
"Oh, you're a good man."
Charlie
Yes.
Brown.
She was
And
the
then
the caretaker,
Yes.
and then he just starts kirking out like,
Yeah.
"Oh." Scott loves As Good as It Gets.
That is one of my top 5 movies of all time. I love that movie.
I'll have to watch that again. I'll make a note, but I would make a note, but I don't have any room.
There's no room on there.
There's no
There's no
room.
room.
You just have to. There's
3
no more
pages.
pages. Yeah.
I don't even know where my sticky notes are. Got the noise,
Well,
but
they're-
no
they're-
sticky notes.
They're probably next to your candy.
Robert Davey is
It's all gone.
I'm seeing he's a trained opera singer. So when he's actually like singing in the car, that was like a little chilling. Like you see his reflection in the
Mhm.
side view mirror. The light comes on and Chunks,
Mister, you gotta help me. There's these 2 brothers in the light. He
I
starts
can
singing.
describe each of them.
While Joey Pants gets out and literally abducts him and throws him in the trunk.
Yes.
Corey Feldman was saying like this, so much of this movie scared them when they were filming, when they watched it. Like Corey Feldman didn't realize like stuff like that could happen until he saw it in this movie. Like just Joey Pants gets out of the car, grabs Chunk, throws him in the back of the trunk, and Feldman's like, that was the scariest thing I'd ever seen at that point. It's like I didn't realize that could happen to kids. There you go.
Man.
Like there's some scary stuff in this movie if you're young and don't realize it's meant as a joke. Like getting thrown into a cooler with a dead guy.
Who keeps that much ice cream in their basement?
Joey.
Killers, Scott. Killers
Kill-
do
He's
that.
stiff. He's in here with the dead guy. Yeah, he's in here.
With a
smell-
stiff.
I smell
The
ice cream.
stiff. Oh, they got chocolate eruption. They got.
Or when Josh Brolin's character is riding the girl's bike because they popped his tires on his real bike and he's
Mhm.
holding onto the side of the car and they gripped his arms
Mhm.
and he goes flying off the side of a cliff. He's okay. But
Yeah, we don't know if he's okay. The next time we see him, he shows up in that diner, closed down.
Everyone
diner.
was okay in the 80s, though.
That's true. It's just a couple little scrapes.
Unless you're Hans Gruber, then you're not okay. But
Yeah.
otherwise, you're okay.
It's just once. His brother tried to settle the score.
Yeah, almost.
So one of the directions that they were given by Dick Donner, if I may, throughout the entire movie is
You
big
may not.
eyes, big
Oh, wow.
eyes. They were just told like, Richard Donner would tell them, all right, have big eyes for this scene. And like, it happens so much throughout the movie. Like they made fun of it during the commentary. Every time somebody went like the big eyes, they were like, they all 7 of it at once. Big eyes, big eyes. And you can kind of tell, like, especially when Chunk sees the stiff, he turns around. It's like the eyes get as big as your screen. I'm gonna cross that little tidbit off here. I said it.
Done this one. All right.
Another cool piece when they were in the attic. We missed the attic part. So the story that Sean Astin told about, what was it, Cobblepot and One-Eyed Willie while he was in the
Chester
attic, he had that
Cobblepot.
monologue. Cobblepot. He had that monologue.
Not
Donner pulled him-
Cobblepot. Copper
It's not
pot.
Cobblepot.
Copperpot.
Cobblepot is Batman
Oswald.
Batman
Returns.
Returns. Yeah.
We're not doing that movie. Hold on. Oh, wrong page.
Flip a
Um,
couple of pages.
Yeah.
So he's retelling that story. Richard Donner pulled him aside in the beginning and told him that story and said, all right, now I want you to retell it when we get back on set. So it took like 20 takes, but he finally did. He finally was able to get the story out. Like that was all in his head from one time hearing it from Richard Donner. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Check.
So they also see Sloth in the basement. John Matsutsak.
Yes.
And
Line-
he was playing for the Oakland Raiders at one point, right?
He had a
big guy.
Raiders shirt on in the movie.
Back when they were Oakland Raiders.
Hmm.
I guess he played with Howie Long and that all group back there.
Oh my.
Wasn't he the voice of the Gremlins? Well, that's Howie Mandel.
That's definitely Howie Mandel.
Oh no, Howie
He
Mandel
was-
was Gizmo. Not the Gremlins.
He was in the
Gremlins was
Ice
Frank Welker.
Pirates. Do you remember that movie?
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wait, who was?
John Matuszak. He was in
Howard
the movie
Hughes?
The Ice Pirates. Sloth, the character guy
Yeah.
who played Sloth. He was in the Ice Pirates.
Yeah,
You
Howard
know.
Jones.
His name is not Howard Jones. This guy. All
I
right,
got
I
you.
have to go. Hold on.
I have to go.
We need a break.
You're not even listening to
Get the
me.
Lysol.
Yeah. So I had a
Huh.
big mess earlier. It's been edited out of this when I spilled my coffee all over myself. But
There's only
man, did this
0.1%
Lysol
coffee
ever
left.
help me clean that up? It's amazing.
How did Lysol help you?
That it's antibacterial. There's a lot of bacteria in coffee. Damn, I didn't know if you knew that.
You're like these little stick arms like you see in an Instagram reel.
Right.
It's good stuff.
Okay.
5
the
hours in
partnership
the
was
makeup
real.
chair. Oh yeah, dude, that's the end of the movie. We're still underneath. We just met
I
Sloth.
got lost with the Lysol interlude. So
We have to take a break for the sponsors.
I thought this
Okay?
was the sequel.
Who is our sponsor? Could it be the Subtle Nerd Podcast?
I think that it is.
I'm gonna do a spit take here. That'd be awful because this is the school's computer I'm using. So yeah, Matuszak was in the chair for 5 hours, the makeup chair. He had the
That
electronics
was makeup?
in there. Part of it, just some of it,
Are you sure that
So-
was makeup?
a little bit, not much of it. Yeah, he had the one eye that would blink real slow, and then the ears
The
that
ears.
would kind of do the they'd wave bye to you.
I did not know that was makeup.
They had to order a special helmet for him from the Raiders. No, not really.
A pointy helmet.
But yeah, 5 hours in the chair every day to be Sloth. Man, what else I got?
He rips open
Oh,
his shirt at the end to reveal the
Yeah,
Superman.
Why are you
logo.
jumping to the
Yeah.
end?
Because you're
Stop
talking about
guy.
Sloth, and I'm
If
just pulling up
it's
the
not
memories.
cussing, it's gone off the track.
Wow.
Sheesh.
Again, 0 cuss words.
But I will
Thank-
say,
You're welcome.
they said shit a lot in this movie,
Wow.
like
They
for a
did.
PG movie. But they covered it up in certain spots. They used the music track. So if somebody was getting ready to say it, they would kind of make the music a little louder, so you could kind of hear it, kind of not.
Didn't Data actually spell it out because his mom
Yes.
wouldn't let him say it?
That's exactly right. His mom didn't want him cussing, and that's how he was able to get around it. Like, holy shit.
And so you're our potty mouth this time, Tim, I guess.
I am. Well, we can say it a few
That's-
times. That's
He
what I was
was
saying.
last
Like, I think we
episode
can
too.
be PG, keep the same amount of curse words in our episodes as they do in the shows or the movies. So,
I'm
Steven,
telling you, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, rated
Yep,
all. for
Spaceballs.
folks.
Spaceballs, we get to say the F word once.
So when I recite the scene verbatim, you guys don't lose your mind.
I'm not looking forward to doing Basic Instinct with you guys.
Oh, I
So-
am.
It's all going in.
Back,
We're all
bring
gonna
the
sit in the
Lysol,
chair.
back that camera up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
We should do
one
the loaded weapon version of that, I think.
Oh my God.
Beaver shot. So good.
Mm.
We should do that movie. That was a good movie.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculously good. But anywho, if we can reel you guys back into the Goonies.
Fine. Okay, speaking of Gremlins, there is a Gremlins ref. Oh,
Not this
for
guy.
our listeners who can't view, Scott has brought back the naked bear.
Where's the bear?
The Lysol
right,
took care
right
of
next to the Lysol can.
it. So there is a Gremlins reference because Spielberg did a little bit of both. When Chunk called the policeman, is giving him, oh, it's when this
Oh
happened
yeah,
to this.
yeah.
He's like, oh, when you called and said those little green monsters were running around, there's your Gremlins reference right there. And Corey Feldman appreciated that reference. Let's see, what else we got?
So much.
So much.
I mean, am I allowed to? I'm just.
You
No,
can
You guys,
talk,
you're not
it's
allowed
okay.
to.
you verbally spanked me everything that I brought up. Stop talking about the ship. No, that's too
Well,
far
when you
in.
start talking about the end credits when we're in the freaking diner in the beginning, yeah.
When they rolled the
Redirect.
credits, the font that they used in the ending credits. I don't know if you know this.
Comic
All right.
Sans.
Steven, what do you have? Let's give Steven a little moment.
There you go. The spotlight is on you, and then we'll take a break for our sponsor.
Lysol again. Boy, they're really paying us. When he's telling the Fratellis, and they're like, all right, tell us everything. And he's like, everything. He starts telling stories. He says the confession of puking off the theater balcony is not based on anything in real life. This says
That
it's
was like the-
incorrect. The basis for this, for the theater story was a real life prank pulled by Steven Spielberg while growing up in Phoenix, Arizona. Steven
interesting.
Spielberg made the puking sounds to.
Because even Cohen in the commentary said that was the only thing that was not true when he was kind of spewing, because he actually does have,
Well, for him, for
Yeah.
that specific person, it was not true.
okay,
But it
I
turns
gotcha.
out it is true for Steven Spielberg.
Okay.
So
It's
what
like
I
when he
told
named
you
the
was
dog
true.
Indiana.
There it is. So in the stories, Cohen really has a sister named Edie. So he put her in that story. He really has an Uncle Max. He put him in one of the stories. So a lot of that stuff, like Cohen was really crying in that scene because he was scared. Like the stuntman told him it was a rubber blade in the blender that they were like threatening him with and like putting his hand in the blender, but he was still freaked out. Like those are real tears coming from Jeff Cohen in that scene.
I always loved that scene.
It's
In
a great
third
scene.
grade. Spill your guts. Tell us everything.
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 He's talking for no less than 45 minutes.
Robert Downey. Hey Ma, I think I'm starting to like this kid.
Oh,
Steven,
man,
what
that
else you
was-
got? Let's listen to
Yeah,
Steven.
go
talk.
ahead. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
go
We'll
ahead.
give him some time.
Wow. They built the pirate ship.
Damn
I
it,
want
the
to talk
pirate
about the
ship.
pirate ship now.
Yes, you do.
Mm.
The Inferno. It's a cool name too.
It is. It's a very
They
cool name.
built, it was 105 feet long. It took 2.5 months to construct. It's modeled after Errol Flynn's ship, the Seahawk, from 1940.
Mhm.
The sails required more than 7,000 square feet of material. The largest measured 30 by 60 feet. Some of the ship's rigging was recycled for the Pirates of the Caribbean ship at Disneyland, which was being renovated at the time.
And they didn't see that ship the first time until they shot the scene too, right? So that they would
Correct.
get the real reaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who screwed it up? Who said the bad word? Steve. No, it was Josh Brolin.
Ooh.
Brolin must have said the F word because they say shit like 100 times in the movie. So he must have said the F word. So they had to reshoot because of him. But yeah, so when they first turn around, that's their genuine reaction because Donner was saying, like, don't turn around yet after they come down that slide. Don't turn around, don't turn around. Okay, now. And like the big eyes, that was
The
their
big
genuine
eyes.
reaction. Steven, would you like to say anything else about the pirate ship?
Yeah, let's get some more of the ending in.
I do have some pirate ship stuff. I almost said it wrong, but I'm going to save it to the end.
We
I
can
like
put
it
the
when
end
they
at the end.
The Domino's pizza box at the end, right?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
a
you're
good
going
product
past the pirate
placement.
ship.
Yeah,
Yep,
it was.
he's
see?
talking about the ending.
So
Lysol
Pepsi,
product placement.
it was Pepsi, Domino's, and Doritos were like the three big logos that were in that movie.
What about the ice cream? Was that a specific brand?
Oh, what was that? You're right. I need a secretary to look that stuff
I
up.
mean, they talked about ice cream for like 6 straight minutes.
They did.
I just sprayed Lysol in my coffee.
The bear did, or you did?
The bear.
Oh, go on it, bear.
Hmm.
So there's that scene when Chunk throws the baby Ruth at Sloth, and they're chained up, they're shackled.
Hits
So
him in the
Sloth
head.
breaks free. Yeah, he hits him in the head. Sloth breaks free, and that's the scene where it's like he comes over, and like Sloth is like, like making the funny noises, and Cohen's a little freaked out. So they were supposed to stop filming there because apparently Matusak had hurt his back. They were going to get a stunt double to lift up Jeff Cohen, at Jeff Cohen and the chair, but Matusak kept going, and they filmed that scene just like lifting him up. Like Cohen wasn't ready for it, so the fear in Cohen's eyes is actually real because Cohen was not prepared to be picked up in that scene. Like it was supposed to be the stunt double doing it. Yeah, that's what I got. It was good stuff.
Do you really need a stunt double to get picked up in a chair?
If your back hurts, you're not supposed to do it. Because wasn't he still playing for the
Okay,
Raiders
fair
at
enough.
the time? Or was he done with football at this time?
I think he was done at this point.
He was. Yeah, he left the Raiders, looks like in 1982.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Was that his final team?
Yes, he was on 5 different NFL teams.
Okay.
So that was like 10 years before the Goonies came out, right?
What? 10 to who's counting?
I never learned to read.
Except for Lysol.
I only know that from the great image recognition on the can.
Mhm.
They say
Um,
that S-H-I-T is uttered 19 times in the movie.
that's it. Just 19.
19 times.
Tim
Well,
counted
still.
20.
I did.
That was
Did.
Tim exclaiming it.
I counted data as SHIT, so maybe that they didn't count that.
They
there.
didn't count that
That's what it was.
because he didn't say it. You didn't do it. You didn't say it. It's not real.
Just like you just now.
I didn't do it. I didn't
It's
say it.
true. Look at you. You're being such a good girl.
I know.
All right.
Hmm.
So all those sets were real. I did hear them talking about that, how they were in awe of all these like actual cave sets, like it wasn't CGI. Especially in Steve's favorite part where the pirate ship was. That was stage 16, I think they called it. But they lovingly referred it to as the Ghostbuster stage, which I'm gonna have to do a little digging on that.
And it's still there today.
Stage 16.
I don't know. I'm making up my own facts today.
You're also frozen. Oh, there you go. That's better.
You're frozen.
Unfrozen.
Darn it.
Call me that movie.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That if you're watching, like it's all real. None of it is green screen or blue screen or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, the CGI wasn't exactly top notch back then.
Oh, they absolutely made fun of that. Right in the beginning when he's holding up the medallion, like he's doing that thing, like that was the worst green screen they could have possibly done. It was terrible, and they all made fun of Donner for it, which they should have.
Indeed.
So Donner's like, what do
anyway-
you want me to do? It's 1985, and Corey Feldman is like, you made me believe Superman could fly, and Donner's like, that's a great point. You win.
Check and mate.
That was like 77, 78.
78. I
Yeah.
thought
78 was a good year.
it was a great year. Some say the best.
Some would be right.
Some would be wrong.
Some of us didn't exist in that year.
That's good. Nothing happened before 1980, frankly. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about plumbing now, right? Like, so they're in there and
Yeah,
You
all
really
the
want to talk
plumbing.
about the plumbing scene,
That's a great segue.
Oh,
the
it
underground
is.
plumbing,
Yeah.
very shoddy plumbing.
Flooding.
I didn't realize that there was like 2 pipes that you could push on and destroy an entire town's plumbing.
And make that one lady scream.
Yeah.
Just one
And
lady.
send
The
I'm
poor guy
pretty
on the
sure, like-
toilet.
That poor guy. The poor guy was a
Yeah.
jackass throughout the movie.
he was, but
Mhm.
So he deserved
it
his.
didn't make any sense.
He 100% deserved everything he got on
Wow.
that toilet that day.
On the toilet that day.
Yeah, because he was the jock in the beginning that grabbed Brolin's arm, threw him over the cliff. He was the son of the developer. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
jackass.
All right, fine. So he deserved what he got on the toilet.
He got all the poo coming back to him, and he deserved it.
That's not how plumbing works, though.
I think it
You're
is.
sloth.
They showed it in the movie, Scott. It has to
Mhm.
be real.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay. They could have really done with some Lysol.
Jesus.
Lysol and Jesus.
And Jesus. So Scott had earlier mentioned the 2 Coreys.
Yeah.
It says that they met each other while auditioning for this film.
Really?
Hmm.
Well, Scott wants to rebuke that.
No, I didn't. I didn't know that.
No, dude.
So what role was Corey Haim applying for? The Sean Astin?
Probably Mikey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
It
Okay.
doesn't say
I-
specifically what he was auditioning for. It just says that they met during the auditioning for this film.
He was auditioning for Guy in Pizza Shop number 2.
And they refused to be separated.
Aw, that's creepy.
So Mary Ellen Trainor, Mrs. Walsh, was actually only 15 and a half years older than Josh Brolin
Hmm.
and 18 and a half years older than Sean Astin, her sons in the movie.
It's technically possible.
Right? High school. Some of the best kids were born when their parents were in high school.
Making
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
I don't know anybody like that.
I haven't met anybody like that either.
So with plumbing, you say?
Let's go back to
That's not the
plumbing.
best segue there, Tim.
Actually, it's not too bad.
Fair enough.
As long as we get the attention off of me, I think everything's
Yeah.
fine.
So after the plumbing was fixed in high school, then we move on further down the cave, right?
Mhm.
So they built all of those skulls and everything that were in the tunnel. Do you
The
remember like the
skulls, which one?
skulls? It was like the skulls like in the tunnel, like as you were walking through it. That's later. Never mind. I jumped ahead.
No. What's
Scott,
there's,
no,
like
we have to go back. We have to do this, the fun facts in order of which they were received in the film,
all right, Eddie Money.
Yeah.
You want to go back?
according
Yeah.
to you all.
Oh God, here we go. Guys, Steven's mad. When I say guys, I mean Scott, I guess.
Yes. That's okay.
So yeah, the skulls, did you know they were built for the caves in that movie?
That's what I just said, isn't it?
Swear to God, that's what I said, setting booby traps.
Oh
Hmm.
my gosh.
Booby traps.
Here, guys,
Um,
take these candles.
Dude, that gave me a great idea to make actual candles in the shape of dynamite sticks. I'm sure it's already done. I'm sure if I go to some convention, they'll be for sale. But man, wouldn't that be
They're selling them
funny?
in the corner. Hey, this very specific gag.
Dynamite here. Get your dynamite.
Timmy comes home with like 6 boxes full of dynamite shaped candles. Carrie just starts shaking her head. Oh,
It's
for
gotta
the
be-
love of Christ.
It's got to be in a wooden crate. Hmm.
Timmy pushes it in slowly. The music from the Ark
What?
of the Covenant from
Oh.
Raiders of the.
You
Well-
started saying something. and I wasn't sure where that was headed.
I think you wanted it to be heading in one sort of specific direction, Tim.
Are we allowed to play Marvin Gaye right now?
Let's get it on.
Slot. That's not a bear behind you. What's happening?
That is not a bear. What is that? It looks like an octopus that was cut from the final cut of a movie.
He literally jumped in the water.
I
Yeah,
do have that scene if you want to
Hold on. Well, let's
Good.
get there. Yeah, we will. We're in the caves. We're talking about
We're in the-
bears.
we're talking about bears.
Bears beats
bears.
Battlestar Galactica.
Bears.
We're talking about the skulls in the cave. But let's keep pushing through the cave as did the Goonies.
So
Go.
I could not find my favorite clip. So they find Chester Copperpot,
Copperfield. Yeah.
not Oswald
Cobblepot.
Cobblepot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you
when
sure?
I'm now that you've mentioned it, Scott, I think it was the penguin.
So they find Bryan Cranston.
They find Bryan Cranston, and when the Fratellis find him, it looks like the kids must have cleaned him out my shirt right before they ate him. I forever lose it at that scene. It's just so hilarious. Right before they ate him.
That's right. There's that running gag too, where Sean Astin and Ke Huy Quan are doing the booby trap. No, booty trap. That's what I said. Booby trap. Like they kind of go back and forth with that a couple times in the movie, and they said they did that on their own. Like they worked that out between themselves, which I thought was pretty funny.
That's
That's what I-
Harry
that's what I
Carey,
said.
Mom. That is exactly what I said.
That's what I said. Booby trap.
So we follow those size 5s down the rest of the tunnel.
Well, they
did.
also find a Lou Gehrig card on Chester Copperpot that's worth
They
like
do.
close to $300,000 right now.
Mhm.
It's probably more than that at this point, right? That wasn't that the auction price?
It
Or
was the
back in
auction
the day?
price. I don't know about
So-
back in the day when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. But
It was back in the day.
78 was a good year.
it was.
Mhm.
Some say the best.
Some would say the best.
You
So
guys
they
already
get
used
to,
this bit.
we just hit back like
He's-
45 seconds.
We're gonna do the
Um,
running gag of Lysol. That's okay.
Speaking of running, so they get to this wooden plank almost, and they got to cross the stream. So Joey Pants actually did that flip. That was him in that scene
Really?
when Data put the oil on
The
there.
backflip.
Yeah, that was him. So he had a little bit of help, of course, but that was actually him doing his own stunt there.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought that was neat.
That is a neat fun fact.
So they get to the organ, and Andy
Play the
is trying,
bones.
yeah, and Andy's playing the bones. She's trying to read the
Playing the
music.
bones.
So the floor actually did drop out behind them, even though that was kind of bad CGI. The floor was dropping out under them from like right behind them, and they were like, "Yeah, it's like 30 feet down." And Richard Donner's like, "Well, it was more like 10, but you guys were fine." They're like, "Well, when we were 8, it would look like 30." So I
When we
thought
were
that was
8,
kinda
it
neat.
looked like 30.
Because that is some bad CGI in that section, because it makes it look like it's going like hundreds of feet down. But there was actually a pit there. The floor actually fell through. And those were real scared faces again. They gave these kids so much trauma on this movie. They're all screaming and crying throughout the day, like 5 months of this. Like
It
yeah, no
adds to the
wonder.
realism, Tim.
Yeah. No wonder some of them needed a little more help afterwards.
We scared 7 children for 5 months straight and filmed the whole process.
Look where they are now.
It's like people only do things because they get paid.
There it is. There it is.
And that's just really sad.
Oh, speaking of Pizza Hut from that scene, Pizza Hut was mentioned in the beginning of the movie.
Eldersburg Pizza Hut?
Not the Eldersburg Pizza Hut. That's a different time. No, but Pizza Hut was mentioned. Pizza Hut got mad. They didn't want their name in the movie. So
Domino's.
Corey Feldman had to say Godfather Pizza in that scene. Domino's is at the end.
All right.
There's a scene in the
Ah.
beginning where he talks like about, ordering pizza or something like that. His lips actually move and say Pizza Hut, but
And they dub
like,
it with
yeah,
Godfather.
they dub it with Godfather Pizza. Yep,
Did they blue screen out his mustache too?
they must
When
have,
they
because
were-
I didn't see it. They did a really good job. Man, I had that written down here somewhere. I don't know where it got to. Must be on page
Well,
6.
it got to the fountain with all of the coins in it.
No, we passed that.
Go past
No,
this part.
Prepare to fast forward. You're always preparing. Just go.
I don't know where that pizza thing went. Really interesting. And I just forgot to say it.
While you're looking for that, in a deleted scene, the boys go to a convenience store and run into Troy, who bullies them by taking away their map and lighting it on fire, pretending it's a cigarette, which would explain why the edge of the map is suddenly burnt on the edges.
Interesting. That would explain that. Well, we're done. We have nothing else.
That's it.
That's
That's
all.
it.
You surprised the heck out of us for that one.
Oh,
I have that on my last page. It was in goofs. That's why. That's why I didn't say the Pizza Hut thing.
Goofs.
Goofs.
Was it a goof?
So we get to the slide. Real slide.
it looks so much fun.
Some scenes you see are the stunt doubles, but most of them are actually them, like going down the slide. They wouldn't like. There were 2 exits to that slide, the upper and the lower. They wouldn't let the kids do the upper. That was all the stunt doubles, but the kids coming down out of the lower one, that was them. There you go. And after filming would wrap for the day and they sent the kids home, Richard Donner said the crew used that slide. And the kids had no clue until he talked about it on that on the behind the scenes commentary. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that looked like the most fun of the entire journey, going down
Mm-hmm.
a fantastically awesome water slide.
So
We need the stunt double to do this. No, thank you. I will take this. one.
Absolutely not. It's a slide, and I'm a kid. You've been scaring me for 5 months. I want to have some fun.
and by that point they were all like really sick because they had been like just soaked almost every day while they were filming. They said at that point like they all had like these huge headaches and they were tired of each other because like once you get to the slide in the pirate ship, which we haven't mentioned yet, that was the 5th month when they were filming on the pirate ship, and they said they all just like despised each other from seeing each other every single day. But they love.
Why did they knock? Why'd they cut the squid?
There's no squid.
Octopus,
There it
whatever.
is.
Ah, yes.
If we're gonna be
But why did
nerds,
they end
we
up
gotta
cutting
do
it?
right.
Because don't they even reference it still?
They do in the end. So they cut
Yeah.
it. Steve, you said why they cut it before, right?
Let me flip through. Well, I mean, it was terrible, but
Yes.
I do have it. I just got to get through an ad because I didn't pay for premium.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take it out of
Yeah, we can.
Petty-
Of course,
petty
I can
cash.
do that.
we have
We'll
petty
take-
We
cash.
got all
take
that
it.
Lysol. We got all that
Take it.
Lysol money now.
We do have all the Lysol money.
Started sharing. Ooh, who's that? Multiple lines. What happened?
Wow,
Like, relax, Tim.
that was a weird Liberty Mutual ad.
Well, don't say their name twice. Not
Are
that
you
bad.
turning on Lysol? Are you turning on Lysol? Aren't you?
I'm turning on Lysol, Scott, just
You
for
just-
you.
You just have to
Promise.
find the button.
Hello. Yeah.
No.
One sec. But USA
Fine.
gives you just
Click the skip ad button.
99
We'll
with
have to edit this
No, I
out.
want it.
Jeez.
I want to keep it.
Stop it now! What? Come on!
There it is.
Oh, it's terrible.
Stop it!
Oh,
What?
It's like the hunt for the Red
Watch her.
October or
she's
something.
gonna hit him. Watch her. Here it comes.
Stop it! Ow!
That was a hit.
For? I swear to mouth! I mean, who do you think you are anyway? What? What?
Look at those eyeballs. This is reminiscent to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
He's biting it.
So it's tough to see Data's getting his Walkman. Starts playing some radical 80s music.
And makes him eat it.
Look at that. It looks like a ride from Disney World.
I've been on that ride.
And the octopus literally dances away. Thank goodness they cut that.
That'd be a good scene to get a root canal to, though, I think.
There's a reason that things are cut.
But then they just reference it again, though, which is the weird part.
They did.
Well,
Like,
they
fine,
say it
cut
at
it.
the end, the giant squid, because they didn't know at the time that they were going to be cutting the scene, so
Yeah.
they left that in.
Mhm.
I think it
I
could have
don't
been
accept
easier to cut
excuses.
that one particular line.
So I can neither confirm or deny, but I was told when this was shown on network TV in the 80s and maybe 90s, that scene made it into network. Like, channel 13 or whatever, not cable.
Did it?
I was
It's
told that.
surprising that they'd have enough time, like with the 6 hours of commercials and 45 minutes of movie that they
Yes,
like to do.
Yeah, I had friends that would adamantly say this was in the movie. I said, no, it's a deleted scene, but they said they saw it. So I'm wondering if any of our viewers can confirm or deny that. Don't we have like 7 viewers now?
Yes,
That's pretty cool.
26 subscribers, right?
So if they've made
24.
it, if they've made it an hour into our broadcast, I wonder if they can answer that question for us.
The subtle
If anybody knows.
podcast.
Oh, it's blurred. There it is. There it is.
There we go.
Guys, if you haven't seen Gremlins, you probably won't be watching us. I'm just saying.
Who says that? Jeez.
This one guy said that, and
Bear. The bear's back.
the Bears back.
Yeah, I can see it. The bear's back.
Remove participant.
Oh. So we got the octopus. We're all on the boat. That was a real ship. Did you guys know that? It was actually built.
I did
this
not
movie?
know that. Please tell me about the ship,
Hmm.
Tim.
So it took 2.5 months to construct.
Really?
Yeah. And this is an actual pretty cool fact. All the filming they did on that was on the actual ship. It wasn't in some sound stage.
Nice.
Like a different stage, I should say. Like they built the ship to be filmed on. So it had 3 different levels. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Sweet.
I would like to buy that ship now, please.
Well, you had your chance.
Put it
They
out in my front
literally
yard.
They tried to give that ship away to anybody who would take it on the set.
Really?
Nobody would take it. So that's why they had to deconstruct it. They literally were like, somebody take it. Like they offered Donner, Feldman, all the cast. And no, like, what are you gonna do? It's an actual pirate ship.
Corey Feldman goes home to his parents.
Guys.
We have a 105-foot ship now. Where do we go from here?
All right, so we get to the end, and Sloth comes down with the knife, and he's got a dummy of Chunk on his back coming down like Errol Flynn,
Yes,
which is
cutting the
referenced
sails.
numerous times in this movie, even with the music, which I thought was pretty cool. They used the same music. During that scene. But yeah, they made dummies for each of the characters that were on the ship, which was pretty much everybody. And at some point, you can clearly see that it was a dummy in a certain scene. Like Chunk was in that one. There's that scene where Sloth goes and grabs. Who did he grab when he was swinging? Was it his mom?
Well, it
or
was
one of
his
the brothers?
brothers first.
Yeah.
You're talking about the ropes when he
Yeah.
double headbutts them.
So you can clearly see those are 2 dummies that he grabs when he's swinging. I think that was the stunt man, not actually the football player. But he rips open the shirt as a little nice homage to Richard Donner, which I thought was pretty cool. Like there's
He
2
didn't make a
pieces for
movie
that.
called Sloth.
Yet. It's post-production.
It's in production right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Corey Feldman had to learn to speak Spanish when he translates for Rosalita.
Apparently Key helped him with that. Which I
Really?
thought was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm kind of getting to the bare bones of most everything's checked off here.
Did you say bear?
Oh God. Oh no. Where is it? There it is.
Someone said bear. That is the bare
beautiful.
bones.
It is. That's factual. Oh gosh.
Is he gonna creep you out if he stays much longer?
Hey, I'm not even looking at you anymore.
Remove participant.
All right. What else we got? Set 16. Yeah, Ghostbusters set. I'm right. There it is. The rocks that were falling were all CGI'd, which you can clearly tell in this part of the movie.
They were hand painted on each of the frames.
Probably back then. No, they kept saying digital. So whatever digital was back in 1983, 84.
Digital.
Yeah.
Richard Donner makes a cameo at the
There
ending
it is.
scene as the
Yes.
sheriff.
Mm-hmm. He's on
It's like
the,
when you go in for the digital exam, it's not what you expect.
Wait. Oh God. That seems like a podcast episode in itself. Bend over, please.
We'll have to unpack that for Scott.
Yeah, so director cameo. Yeah, he's on the four-wheeler on the right, which I thought that was pretty cool.
Jeff Cohen's actual mom plays
Yes,
his,
that's what I was gonna say.
plays Chunk's mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of actual parents were on the scene that day. Corey Feldman's
That's
family.
awesome.
Yeah, they just, oh sure, why not bring him in? Bring him in.
Bring everybody in. We scared the crap out of your kids for 5 months. The least we can do is have you be in the movie.
Why is Harrison Ford the casting director? Bring them all in. I thought he was playing pool with Mary Ellen Trainor or whoever in Scott's house.
Apparently, ping pong. They said it's ping pong right now.
Ping pong. That's right. That's right. Oh no, Cyndi Lauper. That's who's there. Cyndi Lauper. That's who it was.
Correct. Cindy is here with Harrison, and we'll build it up, right?
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is coming by later.
Good.
And
Wow.
So
Yeah.
a little fact in this movie, Martha Plimpton was a perpetual, like habitual, I should say, nail biter. Donner offered her $100 if she stopped biting her nails, which she did, and she does not bite her nails anymore. And he gave her the $100. So there you go.
The shot where we talked about earlier, where Brand is sent airborne on the girl's bike, they say has more than a passing resemblance to the shot where Elliot's bike leaves the ground for the first time in E.T.
Oh, I didn't know what letter you were going to say. That was a nice.
I know it was a lot of suspense between the first one and the second one.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh, I had
but
something.
it was Entertainment Tonight. Is what I thought you were going.
So
I was going to
Spielberg-
reference.
Oh, where is it? I got something here. Give me a minute. Oh, Spielberg actually directed a handful of the scenes in this movie.
Did he?
So he directed
That's awesome.
the pipes where the water breaks and all that stuff. He directed that
Figures
scene.
the fakest scene in the movie was his.
And
Wow.
easy. He's
Jeez,
waiting in your
Scott.
hallway. Come
God.
on.
He's like, I don't have to
directed
listen to
that
this, Scott Riddle.
And then he directed the scene where they're all in the well, like looking at all the coins and everything. So that was at
I
least
did
two
not know
scenes
that.
they could remember that he directed.
This one here is my wish, my dream.
Good. Big eyes. All right. So yeah, we talked about the Pizza Hut renamed Godfather. Josh Brolin's character gets called Josh twice in the movie.
Does he?
So
Oh,
I
really?
think one was in the well scene, I think. But yeah, they call him Josh, and it's really hard to hear. I'd never noticed it before, but they pointed it out in both scenes when they did the commentary, which I thought was kind of funny. You don't believe me.
I don't.
You guys don't believe me. You're so
You will
quiet.
become
Mhm.
a true believer.
And that's all I got. I'm done. I'll see you
That
guys
was the
later.
turn. Yeah. I made a sculpture out of some paper clips.
That's really good. I nice job, Scott.
It's It's like the Macaroni Man and Seinfeld. Yeah.
So next time we
Macaroni
do
Jerry.
Macaroni Jerry. Next time we do the Cyndi Lauper video.
Like the
good enough
three of
for
us,
me.
or you want to show the Cyndi Lauper video?
No, I don't have 20 more minutes. No. Apparently
No,
that
I
was
want
really
the Donner
scary.
cut,
Yeah,
Tim. I want the Donner cut of the
I thought it
Cyndi
was the-
Lauper video.
the Donder cut.
Give me the Donner
Further
cut right
brutal.
now. Is that like a haircut?
So apparently that was really scary for them too, the kids, because the wrestlers were like, they overact with everything. So that was kind of scary being in the same room with them. It was like Andre the Giant, Roddy Piper was there. Who's that rubber band guy? I forget his name.
Oh, that was Lou Albano.
Lou Albano, thank you. Yeah, but they said that was kind of intimidating because it was all the bad guys of wrestling from the 80s, because there was clear good guys and clear bad guys in the 80s. And Cyndi Lauper had the crew of the bad guys chasing the kids. So yeah, I could see that being a little scary.
We terrified children for 5 months. We filmed it,
And then
This
brought them
was the
back for the
result.
video.
and we brought them back to talk about how scared they were.
Yeah, this is a good movie.
We didn't know they were filming.
It holds up pretty well, I would say.
Except for the octopus scene.
Yeah. I mean, bad tech back in the day. They just couldn't get things to work.
Yeah.
It's the curse of Spielberg.
Hopefully they
I
got
guess.
to eat the octopus at the end, at least.
Tim, I
Wasn't
love your
it
mug.
made-
That's not our mug.
My naked Kermit. Are we doing...
Do you have coffee in both of those? Or is
Who?
whiskey in one?
He drinks
I-
hot chocolate and he drinks the water.
This is my hot chocolate mug, the Roger Rabbit one, because it's bigger. And then this is just water over here.
Water's
where
over
this
here.
is going.
And all my gag cups.
All the
My
water.
gag.
It's a bit. It's my bit. All right. Anybody else have anything fun about the movie?
I couldn't find any other fun facts. Just digging through IMDb.
So it's funny. I sat down to watch this last night, and Avery, my youngest, was all excited. You're gonna watch Goonies, and then I turned on the commentary, and she gave me this look, like, "Are you watching it like this through the whole movie?" Like, yeah, I am. And she kind of gets up and stomps away.
Slowly backs
She's
away.
back in
Like-
10 minutes and watching it with me.
She
Why are there people
angrily
talking
stormed
through the
off,
whole movie?
You can't
then
even
angrily
hear 'em.
stormed back in.
She's like, "What's the point of this?" It's like, if you get to a point where you've seen a movie so many times, you know exactly what they say. That's for these people. That's for me. Yeah. It's good
Avery's
stuff.
like,
thought
I
you just
can't
watched it
stand
for the
people
first
like
time."
you.
Then she won't be watching our podcast, will she?
Not
Mostly
with the
still
language that
Steven.
you two use.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, SHIT to you too.
Say
Mm, mm, mm.
2
Alright,
episodes.
well,
I didn't say it.
I've got to head to a phone booth to change clothes, so we'll probably need to.
All right. Well, this was good. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, as usual.
It was.
Please like, subscribe, and shower us with compliments in the comments.
Probably should have said that at the beginning of the video, Tim.
Yes.
There's
You are
there's-
the editor. Make that
there's
happen.
One last
there's
word.
3 people that make it this far, and one of them is me. Spoiler alert.
So you already liked and subscribed.
I'm not sure if I want to subscribe yet, but I am thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it too.
Well, I don't know if I want my ads related to this shit.
Oh,
I know, right?
Mr. Tim.
They're already gone. They're outside. Nobody's watching.
Nobody's watching.
All right. This
All
was
right,
fun.
gents.
All right,
Fun as
stop.
usual. Thank
Yeah.
you all to our listeners and viewers. And you all have a fantastic day.
Stop recording. Don't leave yet.